Hello, so in this tutorial I'll teach you how to create a page using the form module. So basically this module allows you to create a bunch of sequential actions the same way that you do in Zapier. So in order to explain you this module, we'll just get some metadata from a database table and display it in a list UI. So in order to do that, let me show you. So we'll just log in our framework, choose the workspace, the correspondent projects, which currently has already the index page, which has the default template, and this is the page that we'll use. So we just click it to edit, and we can see that it contains two regions, the default which comes with the default templates. And what we want to do is we want to go to this select box here and choose modules, blocks and DB drivers, expand the modules and find our form modules. What this module do? Basically this module allows you to execute actions to database, to get rules from data access layers, to get services from business logic layers, to create forms or to create tables, to execute code and other things. Basically this is used to create back offices and other interfaces that interact with the database. Okay, so we just drag and drop this to my correspondent region. It opens a pop-up with the correspondent settings of that module, and what we want to do is we want to add an action, and this action will get some data from the database. So we used our database diagram, which contains the school student and teacher tables. This is the same diagram that we have been using in the previous tutorials, exactly the same thing. And so currently what this does is simply get all the schools from the correspondent database that our project is linked with. So we just put then here the name of a variable that we want to save these correspondent records, these correspondent schools, and we add a second action which executes right after. In the second action will be the type design HTML form, and we select here a bunch of options. We add here a container with the table, and then we click here add fields automatically. And in here we'll just select the correspondent variable that we created, the school items. We could just type directly school items, and then we'll add here the correspondent attributes that we want to show, which will be the school ID and the name. And we click add. Automatically adds here the correspondent attributes of that table, and let's just save to show you what these do. So we just save here, we save the block, now we save the page, and now we do the preview of the page, and we can see it's showing a list, but it's showing with text fields, like is a editable area, but which is in an editable list. I don't want this, so I want this to be just a read-only list. So let's go back and edit this block, and let's go to our action design HTML form action, and let's go back to our attributes that was created here, and let's change the field to a label. Instead of being a text field, let's just change it to be a label. So we just make this label. It should save automatically now. If we wait a little bit, no, the page we need to save it manually. Well, in this case we don't need to save because we just changed the module settings. And after we've refreshed the page, we can see that it changed the lists, the correspondent attribute. Instead of being input text fields, it is now labels, which becomes the list read-only. So this is a very simple example where basically we create a page with the module form. That's it. Very simple. Just to show you, in here you can do a bunch of stuffs. Instead of connecting here in this action, this first action, instead of getting the objects directly from the database, if you wanted to call a business logic service which could contain already that service that will connect with the database and get that specific metadata, you could do it too. Very simple. You just needed to click here and find the correspondent services. Currently we don't have any. The same thing, if you wanted to get some rules from the data access layer, you could do the same thing, or call the IBATIS rule or do the call hibernate rule. Exactly the same thing. You have always these icons here to help you to do the things automatically, to find the correspondent objects and rules and services. Currently we don't have any because it's a new project and it's an empty project, but if you want, I teach in the previous tutorials how to create these services and rules automatically. You just do that and then you just call it directly from here. That's it, very simple. So let's just do that very fast. So we'll use the business logic service. Currently we don't have any, but let's just create a few automatically very fast. So we just come here to our business logic layer, we create objects automatically as we have done this before. We select what we want is only the school, it created already as we can see here, and we'll use this service get all. We go back to our index page editor, we edit the correspondent block, and we go to the first action and we change it to the call business logic service, which already is here. We go to this icon so we can get automatically all the correspondent schools that we have, and we select the object schools and automatically gets here all the services they are available. So we click here, get all, we do the update, automatically it fills us up the correspondent data. It's saying here in the parameters, if I want to filter this by name, I want to return all objects, so I just erase this and it's done. So it's saved by default. So if I go back again to our page, I should see exactly the same information. So I go back here and I click refresh, and as you can see, it's exactly the same information. And that's it. Thank you very much.